If you've been in a car wreck or you've been hurt on the job, one of the first questions you're going to wind up asking yourself is, well, do I need to call a lawyer? I think a great way to go about that is asking yourself, well, what can a lawyer do for me to help me in the situation I'm in? A lawyer can do a lot more for you than just get you money at the end of a big car wreck case. And whenever I go to CLEs or conferences and I talk with other lawyers, I always talk with them about how when we're measuring ourselves and measuring our success, and the real point of success for a lawyer, especially with an individual client, is not necessarily how much money I got out of that case, how much money I got for the client. Sometimes the big measure of success is how are you able to help that client keep their life together immediately after the wreck, not many months down the line when a settlement is reached, but immediate in the now. Especially in our community. We have lots of people in our community where you got Blue Cross Blue Shield, but you also might only have Medicare, or you might only have Medicaid, or you might not have any health insurance coverage at all. Health and safety is always rule number one. So the first thing anybody should be asking after an accident on the job or on the road is, how do I get medical care? And because of the society we live in, and because we're Americans, we have to also ask ourselves, how am I going to pay for it? You can't pay bills today with money tomorrow, not all the time. What we want to do, and what a lawyer can do for you, is get you set up with a healthcare professional as quickly as we can. Lawyers can help with that in a couple of ways. One, if you've never been in a wreck, you've probably never had this happen to you, but a doctor does not have to see you. Healthcare is not a right in our country, which means that if you've been in an accident, there are doctors who will refuse to see you. Their staff or their nurses will say, oh, well, we're not allowed to see anybody who's been in a wreck. We're not allowed to see anybody who's been in a third. We're not allowed to treat someone who's been injured on the job. And that's not necessarily true, but that's the line they give people. And so if you go to the doctor you've been going to for 20 years after you've been seriously injured, and their staff looks at you and says, I'm sorry, there's a third-party case here. We can't help you. What are you going to do? Who are you going to see? When someone walks into our office, one of the first things we talk about is, well, what hurts, how bad, where does it hurt? And we take that information and we try to suggest, well, go see this chiropractor, go see this physical therapy, go see this orthopedic, okay? We also have a conversation with our clients, well, what type of treatment are you agreeable to? What do you want? If you don't want to have a surgery, the last thing you need is some lawyer pushing you to have a surgery. That decision is yours and your doctor's. And the best thing we can do is help you get in touch with a healthcare physician who, number one, is going to do a good job, and two, take the health insurance that you have or come up with some other arrangement, and three, you're going to like and trust. Health and safety is always going to be rule number one. And what I hope to do with every person that comes to my office and every case I open is connect them with a good healthcare provider who is going to do a good job, is going to help our client, and who our client is going to trust and get along with. And we have relationships with doctors, chiropractors, physical therapists all over the city in the Shreveport-Bossier area, and we recommend people too. And I'll go ahead and tell you too, the only reason I ever recommend someone go to a particular doctor is because they're a good doctor, first and foremost. They will see my client, and they have an opening. Don't think of a lawyer just as someone who can help you get a check from the insurance company. We wind up doing a whole lot more for our clients, and typically, always, the cases that I am the most proud of, the most happy with, are the cases where I'm able to do the most good for my clients, even outside of financial recovery. If you've been hurt, please give us a call. 318-222-5200. It's on-the-job accident or something happening on the road, or if you've been hurt in any kind of way and it's not your fault and you even have a question about it, give us a call.